the Sabian symbol for Friday, the 30th of August, 2019. A Harem. This universal idea is best expressed through planets in 7th degree of Virgo, the Burgess interpretation, being, not doing. We tend to emphasize strongly that which we are doing without giving much attention simply to being what we are. And that life has its special moments of passion and desire fulfillment. There must always be the times between, the dull, low periods when we are waiting. In this emptiness, there is opportunity to deepen our sense of who and what we are through inwardness and reflection. It is not necessary to fill one's time simply to stay busy and thereby avoid the feelings of being temporarily unwanted or irrelevant. As Jamie Lutzo contemplates, being, becoming are two heads of the same coin, but getting hung up on doing or not sticking to the script can create judgment or even the tendency to exclude. I've never been a fan of any group that is based on exclusion. A harem of empowerment? It's the group that allows itself to ask all the questions, receive feedback, and take as much time as is needed without fear of judgment because we respect the being and the becoming. It's about not taking anyone for granted for who they are at this moment and really looking at the ever-shifting position of self in relation to what we conceive to be exterior. The beauty of the universe is that everything is interconnected. How we understand these connections depends on whether we currently feel ourselves to be in a state of being or becoming. We are in constant flux, chaos, and change. There is nothing boring about waiting. There is a reason one laughs full-heartedly at irony. Even if it feels like restriction at times, it is constant expansion. As Zindel Segal explains the difference between the doing mind and the being mind. The driven doing mode is goal-oriented, motivated to reduce the gap between how things are and how we think we need them to be. Our attention is narrowly focused on these discrepancies between actual and desired states. Doing and being differ in their time focus. In doing, we often need to work out the likely future consequences of different actions, anticipate what might happen if we reach our goal, or look back to memories of times when we have dealt with a similar situation to get ideas for how to proceed now. As a result, in doing mode, the mind often travels forward to the future or back to the past, and the experience is one of not actually being here in the present much of this time. By contrast, in being mode, the mind has nothing to do, nowhere to go, and can fully focus on moment-by-moment experiences, allowing us to be fully present and aware of whatever is here right now. The being mode is not devoted to achieving particular goals. In this mode, there is no need to constantly monitor and evaluate, how am I doing? Instead, the focus of the being mode is accepting and allowing what is, without any immediate pressure to change it. Now we will do a mindfulness practice that will help us to train our minds to just be. This is a meditation that I regularly do, and I hope that you find it helpful in your constant expansion. Find a comfortable way to sit. Adjust your posture so that your spine is erect without being rigid or stiff. Allow the rest of your body to be relaxed around the upward spine. Rest your hands on your legs. Allow your eyes to gently close. Bring full attention to the physical sensation of sitting still. Allow your breathing to be natural, bringing attention to your head. Release any tension in the face, Soften the eyes, relax the jaw, let the tongue drop from the roof of your mouth. Scanning the body slowly downward, relax the neck and shoulders, feeling the rise and fall of the chest and abdomen with the breath. Soften the belly with each exhalation. Bringing the attention all the way down through the body to the places of contact with the chair or cushion, allow your body to be supported by the seat you're in. Feel the pressure and density of the relaxed, upright body sitting. Bring your full attention to the present time experience. Acknowledge the full range of phenomena that is happening in this moment. Thinking is happening. Hearing is happening. Seeing, even with the eyes closed. Tasting, smelling, and physical and emotional sensations are all present. Allowing all the experiences to be as they are. Redirect your attention to the sensations of your breath. Let the other sense experiences fall to the background as you bring the awareness of breathing to the foreground. Take a few moments to investigate where you feel the breath most easily, usually at the base of the nostrils or in the rising and falling of the abdomen. Find the place where you feel the breath coming and going, and use that as the point of focus. I recommend choosing one place and to stick with it. Don't jump back and forth between nose and belly. It is not necessary to follow the breath in and out. While you are training the mind and present time awareness of the breath, with the mind's almost constant wandering and returning, it is important to bring a quality of kindness and understanding to the practice. Try to be friendly towards your experience. Of course, the attention wanders. Try not to take it personally. It's not your fault. That's just what the untrained mind does. It will take some time and perseverance to train the attention to stay with the chosen object of awareness. From the foundation of present time investigative awareness that is infused with the intention of kindness and understanding, you can turn your attention on the mind itself. After having established awareness of the breath, body, and the feeling tone of the present moment, expand the attention to the process of the thinking mind. Observe the arising and passing of thoughts. Allow the awareness to be expansive. Try not to get caught in the content of the thoughts. Let go of the need to solve any problems or make any plans. Just relax into the present time awareness of thoughts coming and going. Break the addiction to the contents and identification with your mind. Meditate on the mind as a process. Each thought is like a bubble floating through the spaciousness of awareness. One may contain a plan, another a memory, and yet another a judgment or emotion. Allow each thought to pass without getting into the bubble or floating off with it. Allow each thought to pass without getting into the bubble or floating off with it. Until the meditation practice has matured, you'll get seduced by the thinking mind over and over, floating off into a plan or memory that feels too important to let pass. Or all of a sudden, you will have what seems like the most important revelation or inspiration. This is the natural process of training the mind and transforming your relationship to the contents of your mind. As with the breath, simply let go and return to the present over and over, bursting the bubble and redirecting the attention to the process again and again. Having established some ability to sustain attention, you can now begin to investigate the feeling tone of each experience. Whether you are paying attention to the breath or sensations in the body, each experience has a feeling tone of pleasantness, unpleasantness, or neutrality. By focusing the attention a little bit more and opening your awareness to the subtle levels of pleasant and unpleasant tones of experience, you bring mindfulness to your craving for pleasure and aversion to pain. Feeling tone is a place where one gets attached or aversive. While sitting with awareness focused on the body, refine the attention to the feeling tone of your experience. Investigate and inquire into the nature of the experience you are paying attention to. Is this a pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral feeling? Having establishing awareness of the breath body and feeling tones of the present moment, after expanding the attention to the process of the thinking mind and observing the arising and passing of thoughts, bring attention to the content of each mind moment. Know directly the truth of each thought. Be aware of each memory as a memory. And when a plan arises in the mind, know it as a plan, perhaps noting past and future. Be aware of the arising of all emotion. If fear, anger, sadness, love, caring, envy, empathy, or any other feeling arises, experience it directly. Know that it originated in the mind and has manifested in the body as well. You may see that fear is an underlying motivator for much of the contents of the mind. See for yourself what is true about your mind. Know each experience as it is. Observe the tendency to avoid, suppress, ignore, or resist the unpleasant thoughts, and recognize that as aversion. Observe the tendency to cling, crave, and feed the thoughts that are pleasant or that you feel will lead to more safety or happiness, and know that experience as attachment. Watch the thoughts. Know the thoughts, but don't get involved. When you are ready, slowly return to self, the present time, and open your eyes. I pledge allegiance to the earth and to the flora, fauna, and human life that it supports. One planet, indivisible, with safe air, water, and soil, economic justice, equal rights, and peace for all.